Roblox's decision to remove Tix, the free currency system, was one of the most controversial updates in the platform's history. Tix allowed players to earn currency through daily login bonuses and place visits, making premium items accessible to everyone. When Roblox eliminated Tix, they forced players into a Robux-only economy, creating a massive paywall that locked out free-to-play users. The removal devastated the player economy. Previously dedicated players could save up Tix to buy clothing, gear, and accessories without spending real money. The daily Tix system rewarded regular engagement and gave players long-term goals. After the update, customization became exclusively pay-to-play, alienating millions of users who couldn't afford Robux. This change fundamentally shifted Roblox from a platform where creativity and time investment were awarded to one where only paying customers could fully express themselves. The community backlash was immediate and severe, with countless players abandoning the platform. Many argue this update marked the beginning of Roblox's transformation from a creative sandbox into a corporate money grab, setting the precedent for future monetization-focused decisions that would continue to harm the player experience. Filtering enabled was supposed to improve server security by preventing exploiters from affecting other players directly. However, this update broke thousands of games and fundamentally changed how Roblox development worked. Games that relied on client-server communication suddenly stopped functioning, and many developers couldn't adapt their code to the new system. The technical complexity introduced by filtering enabled created a massive barrier for new developers. Previously, creating simple interactive games was straightforward. After this update, developers needed advanced knowledge of remote events, remote functions, and client-server architecture just to make basic games work. This complexity drove away countless aspiring creators who found the platform too difficult to develop for. Existing games suffered massive compatibility issues. Popular games that had been running smoothly for years suddenly became unplayable. Many developers abandoned their projects rather than completely rewriting their code. The update effectively killed numerous beloved games and created a development environment that favored experienced programmers over creative newcomers. While security improved, the cost to the development community was enormous, fundamentally changing Roblox's accessibility and creative culture. Roblox's replacement of the iconic oof sound with a generic, uninspiring alternative marked the end of one of gaming's most recognizable audio cues. The original sound had become synonymous with Roblox itself, spawning countless memes and becoming deeply embedded in internet culture. Its removal felt like Roblox was abandoning its own identity. The controversy stemmed from legal issues surrounding the sound's ownership, but Roblox's handling of the situation was tone-deaf. Instead of working with the community or finding a creative solution, they simply replaced the beloved sound with something forgettable. The new sound lacks the comedic timing and memorable quality that made the original so special. This change represented more than just an audio swap. It symbolized Roblox's disconnection from its community and heritage. The oof sound was part of what made Roblox unique and memorable. Its removal felt like corporate sanitization, stripping away personality in favor of legal safety. Players mourned the loss not just of a sound effect, but of a piece of gaming history. The update demonstrated how legal concerns could override community sentiment, leaving players feeling like their attachment to the platform's culture was irrelevant to corporate decision-making. The timing of this change was particularly poor, coming at a moment when many longtime players were already feeling disconnected from the platform's evolving direction and corporate priorities. Roblox's changes to the personal server system transformed what was once a free feature into a paid service, fundamentally altering how players could enjoy private gaming experiences. Originally, players could create personal servers for free, allowing them to test games privately, hang out with friends without interference, and create controlled environments for events or meetings. The monetization of this feature locked casual players out of private experiences. The transition to paid private servers created a paywall around social gaming. Friend groups who wanted to play together without random players joining now had to pay monthly fees for each game they wanted to enjoy privately. This particularly hurt younger players who couldn't afford recurring subscriptions for multiple games, forcing them into chaotic public servers. The change also impacted content creators, developers, and community organizers who relied on private spaces for their work. Testing new games became more expensive, and educational use of Roblox suffered as schools and organizations lost access to affordable controlled environments. The monetization showed Roblox prioritizing revenue over accessibility, transforming a community-friendly feature into another income stream. This decision demonstrated how the platform was shifting from user-focused to profit-focused, making essential social features available only to paying customers. The implementation created a stark divide between premium and free users, fundamentally changing the egalitarian nature that had originally defined the Roblox experience and community culture. Roblox's aggressive chat filter updates turned communication into a frustrating exercise in creative censorship avoidance. The system began filtering out innocent words, numbers, and even common phrases, making normal conversation nearly impossible. Players couldn't share their age, discuss dates, or even mention other games without messages being replaced with hashtags. The filter's overzealous nature broke the social aspect of Roblox. Players struggled to coordinate in team-based games, couldn't give directions involving numbers, and found themselves unable to complement each other without triggering the censor. The system filtered words based on context it didn't understand, creating absurd situations where harmless conversations were completely blocked. Most frustratingly, the filter often failed to catch actual inappropriate content while blocking innocent messages. Players developed elaborate workarounds using alternative spellings and code words, creating a more confusing environment than before. The update made Roblox feel less like a social platform and more like a restrictive environment where genuine communication was discouraged. The chat filter became a symbol of Roblox's corporate paranoia overriding user experience, making the platform feel sanitized and artificial rather than fostering the genuine connections that made it special. The system's inconsistency across different age groups and regions created additional confusion, with some players experiencing stricter filtering than others, leading to fragmented communication experiences within the same games. The elimination of guest accounts removed one of Roblox's most important features for new player acquisition. Guests allowed anyone to try Roblox immediately without creating an account, lowering the barrier to entry and letting potential players experience the platform before committing. When Roblox removed guests, they forced everyone to register, creating friction that deterred countless potential users. Guest accounts served as a crucial testing ground for new players. Parents could let their children try Roblox safely without creating permanent accounts, and cautious users could explore the platform anonymously. The guest system also provided a buffer against toxic behavior, as problematic users often moved on rather than creating accounts to cause trouble. The removal particularly hurt game developers who lost a significant portion of their audience. Many popular games had substantial guest player bases who contributed to active servers and engagement metrics. After the update, games felt emptier, and developers saw reduced traffic. Roblox claimed the change improved security and reduced moderation burden, but the cost was enormous. The platform became less accessible, less welcoming to newcomers, and lost its casual-friendly appeal that had made it so successful at attracting diverse audiences. The decision reflected a broader industry trend toward account-based systems, but Roblox's implementation ignored the unique value guests provided in building initial trust and comfort with the platform among hesitant users and protective parents. Roblox's repeated Robux price increases made the platform significantly more expensive while reducing the value players received for their money. The company gradually raised prices across all purchase tiers, making customization, game passes, and premium features less accessible to budget-conscious players. These increases came without corresponding improvements to the platform or additional value. The price hikes disproportionately affected younger players who relied on allowances or gift cards to participate in the Roblox economy. Many players who previously bought Robux regularly found themselves priced out of the market. The increases also reduced the purchasing power of existing Robux, making expensive items even more unattainable for average users. Most frustratingly, these price increases coincided with Roblox's growing profitability and success. Players felt exploited as the company raised prices while simultaneously reducing features and quality. The changes made Roblox feel more like a cash grab than a platform focused on user experience. The increases created a more elitist environment where only players with significant disposable income could fully participate in the economy, alienating the core audience that had built the platform's success through years of engagement and creativity. The replacement of Builders Club with Roblox Premium eliminated several valuable features while increasing costs for many players. Builders Club offered daily Robux stipends, exclusive items, and special privileges at different price tiers. When Roblox replaced it with Premium, they simplified the system but removed features that longtime subscribers valued. The new Premium system offered less flexibility and fewer benefits than Builders Club. Players lost access to certain exclusive items, reduced daily Robux amounts at some tiers, and fewer customization options. The change felt like a downgrade disguised as an improvement, with Roblox prioritizing simplicity over value for loyal subscribers. Longtime Builders Club members felt betrayed by the transition. They had invested years in the old system, collecting exclusive items and enjoying specific benefits that suddenly disappeared. The removal represented Roblox's pattern of eliminating features that made the platform special in favor of streamlined, corporate-friendly alternatives. The change reduced the incentive for premium subscriptions and made the platform feel less rewarding for dedicated players. It demonstrated how Roblox was willing to sacrifice long-term user satisfaction for short-term business simplification, alienating subscribers who had supported the platform for years. Roblox's mass deletion of copyrighted audio devastated the platform's creative ecosystem. Millions of songs, sound effects, and audio clips were removed overnight, breaking countless games and experiences that relied on these sounds. Developers woke up to find their games silent, with no warning or transition period to replace the deleted content. The purge affected games of all sizes, from small passion projects to major experiences with millions of visits. Background music, sound effects, and ambient audio that had been integral to game atmospheres simply vanished. Many developers had built entire experiences around specific songs or sounds, and the removal destroyed the intended emotional impact of their creations. The lack of communication and preparation time made the situation worse. Roblox provided no advance notice, no grace period, and no tools to help developers identify which audio would be removed. The company's heavy-handed approach showed complete disregard for the creative community that had built the platform's success. Games that had taken months or years to develop were ruined overnight, and many developers lost motivation to continue creating. The audio purge represented one of the most destructive single updates in Roblox history, damaging trust between the platform and its creator community. The shutdown of Roblox's official forums eliminated the platform's primary hub for community discussion, feedback, and social interaction. The forums had served as the heart of the Roblox community for years, hosting everything from game showcases to technical discussions to social groups. When Roblox closed them, they destroyed years of accumulated knowledge and fractured the community. The forums were where serious discussions about platform issues, development techniques, and community concerns took place. Players could provide detailed feedback, share resources, and build lasting relationships with other users. The closure scattered the community across various Discord servers and third-party sites, making it harder for new players to find help and for experienced users to share knowledge. Roblox claimed the closure was due to moderation difficulties, but the decision felt like abandoning community engagement in favor of corporate control. The forums had been self-moderating to a large extent, with experienced users helping newcomers and maintaining quality discussions. Their removal showed Roblox's shift away from fostering genuine community connections toward a more sanitized, corporate-controlled environment. The platform lost its soul when it eliminated the space where passionate users could gather, discuss, and shape the platform's future through meaningful dialogue and collaboration. Roblox's elimination of experimental mode stripped away one of the platform's most innovative features for advanced developers. Experimental mode allowed creators to test cutting-edge features, access beta tools, and push the boundaries of what was possible on the platform. When Roblox removed it, they closed off a crucial pathway for innovation and experimentation. This feature had been instrumental in the development of many groundbreaking games and techniques. Advanced developers relied on experimental mode to create unique experiences that stood out from the typical Roblox fare. The removal meant that innovative creators lost access to tools that could have revolutionized game development on the platform. The elimination also slowed the pace of platform evolution. Experimental mode had served as a testing ground for new features before they were released to the general public. Without it, Roblox lost valuable feedback from their most skilled developers, leading to poorly implemented updates and missed opportunities for innovation. The removal demonstrated Roblox's shift toward a more controlled, corporate approach that prioritized stability over creativity. The introduction of anthro avatars marked a dramatic departure from Roblox's iconic blocky aesthetic that had defined the platform since its inception. The realistic human proportions and detailed features felt completely out of place in the Roblox universe, creating a jarring disconnect between the platform's established visual identity and this new direction. Anthro avatars split the community down the middle. Longtime players felt betrayed by the abandonment of the simple, blocky charm that made Roblox unique. The realistic proportions looked awkward in games designed for traditional Roblox avatars, creating scaling issues and breaking the visual consistency that players had grown to love. The update represented a fundamental misunderstanding of what made Roblox special. The platform's appeal had always been its accessibility and charm of simple, blocky characters that anyone could relate to. Anthro avatars felt like an attempt to compete with more realistic games, rather than embracing Roblox's unique identity. The feature consumed development resources that could have been used to improve core gameplay systems, while alienating players who valued the platform's distinctive aesthetic. The Anthro update showed Roblox losing sight of its core appeal in pursuit of mainstream acceptance. Roblox's reduction of the developer exchange rate decreased the real-world value of Robux earnings, directly impacting the income of thousands of developers who relied on the platform for their livelihood. The change reduced the exchange rate from an already low level to an even less favorable ratio, making it harder for developers to sustain themselves financially. The rate reduction came at a time when Roblox was experiencing unprecedented growth and profitability. Developers felt betrayed seeing the company's success while their own earning potential decreased. Many talented creators who had dedicated years to building successful games found their income stream significantly reduced through no fault of their own. The change disproportionately affected smaller developers who were already struggling to make meaningful income from their games. While top developers could absorb the reduction, mid-tier creators found themselves unable to justify the time investment required for quality game development. The reduction drove many talented developers away from the platform, reducing the overall quality and diversity of games available. This decision showed Roblox prioritizing corporate profits over the developer community that had built the platform's success, creating resentment and distrust among creators who had invested their careers in the platform's ecosystem. Roblox's platform changes and restrictions severely limited Catalog Heaven, one of the most beloved and iconic games on the platform. While not completely removed, the game was crippled by new policies that prevented it from functioning as the comprehensive item testing ground it once was. These restrictions eliminated crucial functionality that had made the game a cornerstone of the Roblox experience for over a decade. Catalog Heaven had served multiple important functions beyond entertainment. New players used it to understand how different items worked, developers tested gear for their games, and players discovered items they might want to purchase. The game was essentially an interactive catalog that made the shopping experience more engaging and informed. But platform restrictions broke this functionality. The limitations were particularly painful because they represented the loss of a piece of Roblox history. Catalog Heaven had been a rite of passage for new players and a nostalgic destination for veterans. The restrictions showed how platform changes could destroy the functionality of beloved experiences without technically removing them. The game still exists but can no longer serve its original purpose, making it a hollow shell of its former self. This demonstrated how Roblox's evolving policies could effectively kill classic experiences while maintaining plausible deniability about their preservation. Roblox's decision to remove comments from games, items, and profiles eliminated one of the platform's most important feedback and communication systems. Comments allowed players to share experiences, provide feedback to developers, and build community around popular games. When Roblox removed them, they silenced a crucial voice of the community. The comment system had been essential for game discovery and quality assessment. Players relied on comments to determine if games were worth playing, to find tips and tricks, and to connect with other players who shared similar interests. Developers used comments to gather feedback, identify bugs, and understand what players enjoyed about their games. The removal was justified by Roblox as reducing moderation burden, but it eliminated valuable community interaction without providing adequate alternatives. The decision made the platform feel more sterile and corporate, removing the human element that made browsing games engaging. Players lost the ability to warn others about broken games, share excitement about great experiences, or provide constructive feedback to developers. The removal showed Roblox's preference for control over community engagement, prioritizing corporate convenience over the social aspects that had made the platform special. The silence left behind made Roblox feel less alive and more like a corporate product catalog. The implementation of Safe Chat created a two-tiered communication system that severely limited how players could interact with each other. Players under 13 were restricted to pre-selected phrases and limited vocabulary, while older players faced increasingly aggressive filtering. This system made meaningful communication nearly impossible for younger users. Safe Chat turned conversations into frustrating exercises in finding approved phrases. Players couldn't express themselves naturally, coordinate complex activities, or build genuine friendships when limited to basic, predetermined responses. The system treated all young players as if they couldn't handle any form of open communication, creating an infantilizing experience. The restrictions also created social division within the community. Players with different chat privileges couldn't communicate effectively, leading to frustration and exclusion. Games requiring coordination became impossible for mixed-age groups, and the social aspect of Roblox was severely damaged. The system failed to strike a balance between safety and functionality, instead creating an environment where meaningful social interaction was nearly impossible. Safe Chat represented Roblox's overreactive approach to safety that sacrificed the platform's social core for the appearance of child protection, making the experience less engaging for the very children it was supposed to protect. The elimination of personal places removed one of Roblox's most cherished features for casual builders and social players. Personal places allowed users to create private worlds where they could build, experiment, and hang out with friends without the pressure of public scrutiny. When Roblox removed them, they eliminated a crucial creative outlet. Personal places had been perfect for players who wanted to build without the technical complexity of full game development. They provided a space for architectural experimentation, social gatherings, and creative expression without requiring scripting knowledge or advanced development skills. The removal forced all building activities into the public sphere or expensive private servers. The elimination particularly hurt younger players and casual builders who had used personal places as stepping stones to more advanced development. Many players had spent years developing their personal places, treating them as virtual homes and creative sanctuaries. The removal felt like Roblox was taking away their personal space and forcing them into more commercialized, competitive environments. The decision showed how Roblox was moving away from casual personal experiences toward more structured, monetized content. Players lost a valuable tool for creative expression and social connection, making the platform feel less personal and more corporate-controlled. Roblox's shift to automated moderation systems created a chaotic environment where innocent players faced arbitrary punishments, while actual rule breakers often escaped consequences. The algorithm-based system began issuing warnings and bans for minor infractions while failing to catch serious violations, creating frustration and confusion throughout the community. The automated system lacked context understanding, punishing players for innocent activities while missing obvious violations. Players received warnings for wearing certain clothing combinations, using innocent words that triggered false positives, or engaging in normal gameplay activities that the system misinterpreted. The unpredictability made players feel like they were walking through a minefield. Appeals processes became overwhelmed and ineffective as the volume of false positives increased. Players who had spent years building their accounts found themselves banned for trivial reasons, with little recourse for getting their accounts restored. The system created an atmosphere of fear where players self-censored normal behavior to avoid triggering unknown algorithmic responses. The moderation changes showed Roblox prioritizing cost-cutting over fair treatment of their user base, creating a hostile environment where longtime players felt unwelcome and unsafe. The broken system damaged trust between the platform and its community, making players feel like they were subjects of an unpredictable corporate algorithm, rather than valued members of a gaming community. The implementation of stricter gear restrictions gave developers more control over whether players could use gear in their games, but this led to widespread blocking of gear usage across the platform. While not a complete removal, most developers chose to disable gear to avoid balance issues and focus on their own monetization systems, effectively killing the gear economy and personalization that had defined Roblox. Gear had been central to the Roblox experience, allowing players to bring special tools, weapons, and accessories into games, creating unique interactions and personalized experiences. When developers gained the ability to easily disable gear, most chose to do so, making gear purchases feel worthless since they couldn't be used in popular games. The restrictions also hurt the gear economy, as players lost incentive to purchase items they couldn't use widely. The marketplace suffered as gear became essentially cosmetic rather than functional, reducing the value proposition for players who had invested in building collections. The change showed Roblox's movement away from its roots as a platform where player creativity and personalization were paramount. Games became more homogenized and less personal when players couldn't bring their own tools and items. The widespread restriction of gear functionality represented the loss of one of Roblox's most charming and unique features, making the platform feel more generic and less special. Roblox's decision to discontinue their signature seasonal events eliminated one of the platform's most anticipated and community-unifying traditions. Events like the Egg Hunt, Halloween events, and summer competitions had been cornerstone experiences that brought the entire community together annually. When Roblox stopped hosting these events, they removed a major source of excitement and shared experiences. These events had provided free rewards, exclusive items, and platform-wide activities that gave players something to look forward to throughout the year. The hunts and challenges created temporary communities as players worked together to solve puzzles and find hidden items. The events also showcased the platform's best games and creators, providing exposure for quality content. The removal was particularly devastating because these events had been Roblox traditions for over a decade. Players had built annual traditions around participating in egg hunts with friends and collecting limited-time rewards. The discontinuation felt like Roblox was abandoning its own culture and history in favor of letting individual developers handle all event content. Without centralized events, the platform lost much of its cohesive identity and sense of community celebration. The introduction of layered clothing created a complex and expensive clothing system that made avatar customization more difficult and costly. While technically impressive, the system broke compatibility with thousands of existing clothing items and created confusion about how different pieces would interact. The update prioritized technical advancement over user experience and accessibility. Layered clothing made outfit creation significantly more complicated. Players had to understand layer ordering, compatibility issues, and new fitting systems just to dress their avatars. The system also made clothing more expensive, as creators needed to design more complex items to work with the layered system. Many players found their existing wardrobes incompatible with new clothing pieces. The update also created a divide between players who could afford the new, complex clothing and those who couldn't. The layered system required more expensive items to look good, making avatar customization more elitist. The technical complexity scared away casual players who just wanted simple customization options. The layered clothing system showed how technical progress could harm user experience when not implemented with player needs in mind. Roblox's platform updates and policy changes gradually broke the functionality of many classic games, leaving them shadows of their former selves. While games like Work at a Pizza Place and Natural Disaster Survival technically still exist, they've been severely impacted by compatibility issues, reduced discoverability, and competition from heavily monetized newer games that dominate the platform's algorithm. These classic games had served as the foundation of Roblox culture, creating shared experiences and memories across generations of players. They represented simpler game design that focused on fun over monetization, showing what Roblox could be when creativity was prioritized over profit. The platform's evolution toward algorithm-driven discovery buried these games under waves of cash grab simulators. The decline was particularly painful because these games had been community touchstones that connected players across different eras. New players struggle to find these classic experiences among the flood of low-quality, high-monetization games that dominate the front page. The algorithmic changes eliminated examples of successful simple game design, making the platform feel more commercial and less creative. These games prove that great experiences didn't need complex monetization or cutting-edge graphics. just good gameplay and creative vision. Their marginalization marked the end of an era where games were made for pure enjoyment rather than maximum profit. The introduction of premium payouts fundamentally changed how developers earned money from their games, creating a system that prioritized engagement metrics over game quality. The system rewarded games that kept premium players online longer, leading to addictive, repetitive gameplay designed to maximize playtime rather than provide meaningful experiences. Premium payouts encourage developers to create games focused on grinding, daily rewards, and time-wasting mechanics rather than innovative gameplay. The system incentivized psychological manipulation over creative game design, leading to games that prioritized addiction over entertainment. Quality games that provided complete experiences were penalized in favor of endless grinding simulators. The change also created inequality in the developer ecosystem. Games that could afford sophisticated engagement tracking and optimization systems earned more, while creative indie developers found their innovative games undervalued. The system pushed the platform toward mobile game-style monetization that prioritized player retention over satisfaction. Premium payouts showed how Roblox's business model was corrupting the creative ecosystem, rewarding exploitation over innovation. The system transformed game development from an art form into a psychology experiment, damaging the platform's reputation as a place for genuine creativity and fun. Roblox's gradual transformation from a creative platform into a corporate metaverse company marked the death of its original identity. The shift in language, priorities, and company culture showed how far the platform had drifted from its roots as a place where kids could create and play together. The rebrand prioritized investor appeal over community values. The corporate transformation manifested in every aspect of the platform. The focus shifted from empowering creators to maximizing revenue, from fostering community to managing users, and from celebrating creativity to promoting experiences. The language became sanitized and corporate, losing the playful spirit that had made Roblox special. The platform began chasing trends like NFTs and metaverse hype, rather than focusing on what made it unique. This rebrand represented the culmination of years of decisions that prioritized business growth over community health. The company that had once celebrated blocky avatars and simple games now promoted realistic graphics and complex monetization systems. The transformation showed how success could corrupt a platform's original mission, turning a creative playground into a corporate profit center. The rebrand marked the complete victory of corporate interests over the creative community that had built the platform. Roblox had become everything it originally wasn't: corporate, complex, and commercially driven rather than creative, simple, and community-focused. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and you also might enjoy watching these. Thanks.